Can I talk about the red light cameras, or by any chance? Why are we not having roundabouts? Can you ask that question, or? No, I should get this to PBS. I mean, this is democracy. You're ignoring me. Congratulations. Last time you were driving a truck, you know? So is this democracy or not? I don't know. You tell me. It's amazing how their license plate used to tell you they were an assemblyman. Yeah, I filed a complaint against her. That's why. You won on mail-in ballot votes that came in days after, ironically. So. Hello, everyone. I wanted to respond what just happened at a Vegas PBS town hall that took place last Thursday. And I attended the last two previous town halls that they posted. It went live online. And I posted the video actually on my YouTube channel. As you can see, the night before they had the town hall, Wednesday night, I didn't see any notices that they were going to have a live town hall event. And if you don't know, this is an open mic where people, it's called Democracy, whatever now that it's called. It's hosted by John Ralston. He's a media guru or whatever. He's been out there for decades here in Las Vegas. So they posted the event on X hours before it started. And then all of a sudden, I am sitting down at 7 o'clock watching my YouTube live. I find out that the meeting is ongoing. So I had to finish what I was doing. And then by the time I got there, I was 3 minutes late and the doors were locked. I couldn't even get in. It was just absolutely unbelievable. It almost felt like this was just a predetermined event. It almost like they had the people that they wanted to invite to come in, and they were doing what they can so that people like myself don't come and speak. Now, it wasn't just an ordinary event. There were 3 elected officials, 3 state legislators, and if you don't know, by the way, the legislative session just began yesterday, and I'm going to be looking at these bills. There's a lot of not so good bills that are being introduced. Now, we'll see what happens. Do they go through the committee? Do they get vetoed or sued or whatever? But we'll have to see. But one of them who attended the meeting, which I have exposed on camera, is Assemblywoman Sandra Jauregui. And if you don't know, she's a Democrat. Her district is about 5 miles south of the Las Vegas Strip. I have some friends who live in that district. She was one of the survivors of the Route 91 tragedy. And when I spoke to Assemblywoman Gallant, believe it or not, she told me that she plays this, I don't know exactly what she told me, this victim card, like she can do anything she wants because of that tragedy. So as I got there 3 minutes late, I wasn't able to get in, and I was watching the people get out. And as soon as Sandra Jauregui got out, she was with security. It was almost like, look, we're just in a public building in a town hall. You're just an assembly person. It's unbelievable. And you need security? It's almost like they found out that somebody like me was going to show up. And I was just going to ask her questions. And when I asked her a question, because what they were talking about in the live town hall, which is the fact that they were talking about traffic camera enforcement. That, you know, one of these cameras that they do, they take your picture if you run a red light. And of course I'm opposed to it, because we have a lot of traffic lights here in Las Vegas that don't even work. You're sitting your butt in front of the red light and there's no opposing car traffic. And I just told her, like, why are we building neighborhoods that obviously, new neighborhoods on the outskirts, that still have traffic light intersections? Why don't we switch to roundabouts or something like that? And of course, as you know, anything you say, just because they don't like you, whether it's 1 + 1 = 2, whether you say water is wet, they're just going to walk away. They're just going to ignore you. And then she went to her car, into her Tesla, believe it or not. Well, I'm just wondering if she'll buy a Tesla now, considering, well, you know what I mean. It's just absolutely unbelievable. Just such disgusting behavior. We pay all these taxes, so we get treated so harshly. We get ignored, and they can just act like cowards in front of us. It's just absolutely disgusting. And by the way, from what I read, Sandra Jauregui was a Reed staffer. She worked for the Reed team. Not to mention, I did see her at a gun event inside of a Muslim center, mosque, or whatever, with Congressman from California, Eric Swalwell, and both of them were trying to avoid me. Now, of course, when I asked a question at that event back in 2019, Eric Swalwell answered my question, and I can show you the video if you want. But obviously, Sandra didn't answer the question, and then, of course, when the event was over, she was walking back to her truck. It's just such cowardly behavior that they do. And by the way, I can give you Sandra Jauregui's number on the link of the description below, so you can call her. You can definitely tell her how disgusting it is, despicable that you treat me like that. It's absolutely unbelievable. You give me that dirty look many, many times. I know who you are. I'm not surprised if you're just a total loser. You really are. You couldn't get a job in the real world, and what do you decide to do? And again, one of your main expertise is this whole gun safety laws. And of course, I believe in the Second Amendment, but my views about guns really is just, why don't we just build a really good society, so good that we don't even need a lot of guns in the first place? That's the way I see it. Now, of course, there's good arguments about background checks, and I've heard about it. Although this is not an issue that I'm really concerned about, but it doesn't matter, because when I've told these people that regarding what happened at Mandalay Bay, how the executives like Murin and so forth of MGM, they sold stock before it happened, and I have the documents and everything. There's the SEC reports. These people don't want to talk about it because I don't know what it is when they want to hear these things that sound conspiratorial or whatever. They just want to ignore it. But again, if it's not true, then debunk it. Don't just walk away, because when you walk away, you are more likely to prove that that claim is actually correct. But the point is, it doesn't matter, okay? The point is that these are corrupt politicians. I'm running a local chapter of an organization, Strong Towns, the Las Vegas chapter. My solutions are nonpartisan. I mean, I don't understand how fighting Strodes and parking minimums is partisan. It really doesn't mean anything. But again, it doesn't matter, because there are some legislators from both parties are open to hearing my ideas. And not to mention, the night before, believe it or not, there was an immigration event. There was an event that they were trying to help the, whatever you want to call them, non-legals or whatever, to basically avoid being deported, right? When ICE was going to show up to the door, they were going to give them their rights and everything. And I showed up, and of course, a lot of people there who are, anti-deportation, they didn't like me going there. They didn't like who I was and what I stand for. But you know what? There was no politician out there who was willing to just walk away and just get away from me. Tick Sickerbloom hosted that event. We had a good conversation. You can see the last video, County Commissioner. There was Brenda Zamora, the Clark County School Board. We had a good conversation. In fact, there was non-governmental organizations like ACLU of Nevada, which I don't trust. But there was this guy named Athar. We had a good conversation, not just about immigration, but how we also oppose the red light camera bill. Of course, just because there's things I don't agree with ACLU doesn't mean I disagree with everything that they do. But it's disgusting how we pay taxes, yet these people are willing to have a conversation, but not you. It's unbelievable, folks. But look, here's the thing, though, and I want to make this very clear. Sandra got another term about 2 months ago because of the mail-in ballots. Remember, on election night, she was below the challenger, Rafael Arroyo. And then the mail-in votes came in and changed everything. So here's the thing. The fact that you just walk away It explains everything. You shouldn't even be in office. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that she doesn't win re-election. There was a lot of signs against her exposing who she was. We're going to put more signs, and what's going to happen is hopefully you're going to get defeated. And it doesn't matter, by the way, which of the aisle you are. You're a Democrat or Republican. If you're a Democrat, find a primary challenger. If you're a Republican, we're going to make sure that we get people from all over the sides to get her defeated, because it's just so disgusting. You know what? I just feel sorry for you. I don't even know how you even sleep at night.